Dear Dorian, yes, you're right. Sort of. The comparison that I made between a G1 toy and a new school toy wasn't to degrade the G1 toy in any way. It was just to highlight that most people buy, hold and play with G1 toys because of a time that they once knew, as opposed to going, oh, I've got to have that toy, that's an amazing toy. Now, yes, the old G1s they do hold a lot of respect because the engineering that they had and endured, because a lot of them are still around, for the time when they were created was amazing. But I would like to defend the fact that, as I've just done a retort on your video, a rebuttal even, when I started buying the occasional bit of G1, which I really wasn't going to do, I didn't sit there and go, I'm going to go and buy G1. I didn't mean to go and get Generation 1s at all. But once I'd got one or two, there were a couple of figures that I just had to have. Starscream, which I've got, a Jazz, which I've got, a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, which I've got an Encore. Yes, you're right. That's all I'm trying to say, in that I feel somewhat guilty. I'm slightly guilty, and I feel slightly gleeful that something I said has had such impact on someone. But what I would like to say is that I'm not putting down Generation 1 toys in favour of new toys. What I'm demonstrating is that people like Orion Prime who sit there and every time they say something, no matter whether it be on a forum or whether it be regarding to a toy or something like that, and just bleat on innately about Generation 1, were the point of that video. The point of that video wasn't to sit there and degrade Generation 1 or say that the toys are rubbish, because there are so many more Generation 1 toys that I absolutely long for and don't have. I'd love a G1 Megatron, but I wouldn't get them because of the clever engineering and the pretty colours. I would get them because they were either something I had when I was a child, or more to the point, they were something that I didn't have when I was a child. And I think when you buy a Generation 1 toy that you didn't have when you were a child, then that in many ways fulfills that gap that it left you when you were a kiddie. I'm half pleased that you were so pissed off and half feel bad about it, because you are right, the Generation 1 toys are amazing, but only from a certain perspective. If I didn't like them, why would I have gone searching for a Jazz the way I did? I had 2 on order at one point and someone let me down, so I had to go and buy another. Oh, leave me alone!